Hola mi gente, my name is Symone and welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a part 2 of the why I've never had a boyfriend video because a lot of people had a lot of questions. So thank you so much for supporting and let's get into it. Something I get a lot is, oh, you must be crazy then because like you're pretty, why haven't you had a boyfriend? That doesn't make sense. And I'm like, when are people going to realize that men are the issue? Men are the problem. So like just because a woman has not dated does not mean she's crazy. I mean, a lot of women are crazy, yes, but that doesn't mean that that woman is crazy just because she's hasn't dated anybody, because men are very unserious and I feel like we all know that. So I feel like to me it makes sense. And then a lot of people also ask like, well, how haven't you had a boyfriend in like college and high school, whatever, because like a lot of people start dating when they're young, I guess. But for me, I went to a very black and very Latin elementary school and middle school, but then we moved to a very white, very racist high school. So I was not going to be dating anybody in high school. And I was not like, I had never had a drink. I never smoked. I never like snuck out or did any of that stuff. So like, it's not like I was going to be going out of my way to try and go find like a boyfriend at some other school district or something. Like all I did was go to school, make good grades. I was in cheerleading. I was in a bunch of clubs and all that stuff. So I just was not interested. I was like, get me out of this place. I'm ready to go off to school, to college. So when I did go to college, I went to Hampton. Shout out to Hampton. But Hampton was literally like 67 or 70% female. So you already know where that's going. Like the odds were just not in my favor. What, like, probably 17 to 23 is like the age range of most people in college. How many men in that age range do you know were trying to settle down while they were in college with the odds working in their favor like that? Like, just be for real. You know what I mean? Like that, it didn't happen. It wasn't going to happen. Furthermore, after the first couple years, after the first 2 years, and then I went into the nursing program, then I really didn't have a life. Like I already really didn't even go out before then. But then I definitely wasn't going out after then. So I was not meeting new people. In the nursing building, everyone in there was not a single, I think there was like one guy in our building for a little bit, but then I don't think he continued in the program. So it was just all women. I was not going to meet anybody that way. And then I graduated, started working as an actual nurse. And then of course, nurses are still like 90% women. Like, and then the NICU is even worse, like probably 99% women in the NICU. I don't know what the actual stats are, but I have literally worked in the NICU almost 7 years now, and I've completed 8 travel contracts. I've worked at a lot of hospitals. I have only ever met 2 male NICU nurses ever. Literally ever. So I'm like, they don't really exist in my niche of my workplace. And then on top of that, like, and then people are like, okay, well, why don't you find you a resident, like, blah, blah, blah. And the residents, again, male residents do exist. They do end up doing rotations through the NICU, but it's not a lot of them. And then there was this one time, though, that there was this really nice doctor, just like, I think he was like around, he was around my age at that time. It was many years ago, but he was so nice, so cute. So everybody's like, oh my God, girl, you should talk to him. Of course, because I'm one of the few black people at the job. So they're like, oh my God, this cute young black doctor, like he's really nice, go talk to him. Y'all, he had a girlfriend. Like, of course he did. Literally, that's just always the way it goes. It's just like when you finally do meet somebody that's like actually has a good personality and they're cute and it's like they're not single. It's something is always missing. And then I'm not an app girly because I'm just so awkward about talking to people that I don't know. Like it just feels weird. So I don't know, the whole like, what do you do for work? Like, what's your favorite color? That whole weird thing that you have to go through texting people on apps that you don't know in real life. Like I would much prefer to just meet somebody in real life, vibe, and then y'all start talking. Not like this random person on the internet is now trying to talk to you. It usually is like too awkward for me. And then I've never been a club girly. I didn't even go to the club in college. So like I've only been to the club a few times. That was not my scene then, it's not my scene now, so I'm not gonna meet people that way. And then the type of stuff that I like to do for fun, I feel like you just do not meet young single Black professionals, men, at those type of events. So like if I'm gonna go do a pottery class or go to a trapeze class for fun or go to a cooking thing or like whatever the case is, you're really not finding your intended target audience there. It's usually, if men are there, they're usually coupled up. And a lot of the times, like, a lot of gay men frequent those type of like activities alone as well, or like with a friend group. But to find like straight men at those activities, like I don't know why they just don't be doing that type of stuff. Like, so yeah, I'm just not usually at the type of places that a lot of single people my age tend to frequent. So then I never really meet anybody either. I travel a lot, but then I don't I don't go out in the classic way that people go out, I feel like. And so I just don't meet a lot of people. And then, of course, like church is an option, but a lot of the young men in church are also unserious. I'm like, see, this is why Christians have a bad rap, because it's like, I know obviously everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. I'm not saying like you're supposed to go to church and expect to meet this perfect angel that's just like made just for you. Like, I mean, it can happen obviously, but a lot of the times it's the same caliber of people that you would meet in the real world in the church as well, because a lot of them are still just not serious. So therefore it's just like, where am I gonna meet this person? That's really the question. Just like, I really don't know. I don't know. Then men want like a godly wife in theory, because that sounds good in their heads, until the practice is put into reality. And then all of a sudden it's too much work. No, wait, she's actually serious? Oh no, not doing that. That's crazy. And then it's just like, where is the follow through? There's no, again, like unserious is my word of the day for this video, because that literally is what it is. They want to talk to you at first because you're pretty, you have a good personality, you're funny, all of those things are true. But then once they realize like, oh dang, like she's for real, then it's just like, then it just falls off from there. So when somebody comes correct, I guess that's when I'll have my first boyfriend. And that's just that on that. Then I was talking to my friend and she's like, so, cause sometimes I just feel like my life is so boring, cause I'm like, I don't know, but she was like, your life is not boring. Your life is peaceful. There's a difference. And I'm like, you're so correct, because the more I started to think about it, it's like the people that have all these interesting quote unquote lives is because usually their life is filled with a lot of chaotic drama, and I feel like I have a lot of unchaotic drama. Like the fact that I just randomly decided to stop working, move to Colombia, I travel all the time and do stuff all the time. Like those things are interesting, technically. So to me, I guess it feels like regular almost. She was like, no, your life is literally just peaceful. It's not boring. You just don't have like somebody's dusty son wasting your time and interrupting your peace. Therefore it feels boring, but that's just because it's normal and regular. It's not boring. And I'm like, valid point, and I'm gonna start using that from here on out, because that's so true. Occasionally, like, of course, I'm human, I'll get bored and like be texting somebody like entertaining BS just for kicks and giggles, I guess. Like, I don't know. And then I'm just like, why am I even literally talking to this person? And then you never even met them in real life. Like most of the time you never met them in real life. They're just texting you, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, for 2 weeks straight. Like literally, what is the point of that? And then I'm just like, honestly, no, that's done. You're done. Because it's just literally so repetitive, so boring, like, and it's going nowhere. What is the actual point? Which is why I'm just like, this is why I'm waiting on the Lord to send me my actual husband, because it just really doesn't make sense any other way. And I know it's hard for people to comprehend, because I feel like a lot of people have been dating for like a lot of years. And so when they're not dating, maybe then they feel like extra bored, so then they want to date. Like, I don't know what the actual reason is, but I'm like, because I've never really dated and I've never had a boyfriend, I've never, like, this is the way my life has always been, literally. So I feel like I can't like miss having a boyfriend because I never had one. So like, of course I want a boyfriend, want to be married, but like, I feel like it's just really, I don't have the same attachment to it as other people do that have dated already, if that makes sense. Then it's the people that have never had a singular, healthy, functional relationship in their entire existence on this planet and want to give you advice about what you should do. And it would be less weird if they would be giving you advice of like, oh girl, you know, I did this, like maybe you should try this instead, like see if that works, like, you know, whatever. If they were giving you advice on like the opposite spectrum of what they were doing, but they be telling you to do the exact same things that they have been doing that have never worked for them up until this point, but then they're telling you to do it. I genuinely feel like, why are you plotting on my downfall? You don't care about me. Because people definitely want to tell you like, oh, well, you just need to go sleep around, go do this, like, just do whatever. And I'm just like, put a zipper on that, you know? Keep those thoughts inside of your own body, because I really don't want them. I really don't. You're either adding to my life or adding trials and tribulations to my life, and this is not a Tyler Perry movie, and that's not what I want to do. So no, until somebody comes correct, leave me alone. Literally, if my standards went from where they are to where a lot of people have their standards, then I would be in the same situations that a lot of people are in. And I don't want to be in those situations. It's like literally, ¿por qué? Ooh. Another thing is that people a lot of the times confuse inexperience with naivety. They think you're just dumb, don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what the real world is like you need to stop being so picky. But I'm like, if I was really that naive and that dumb, I would have fallen for some man's BS already. Like, just think, you know what I mean? Like, I would have been felt for the hoopla if I was really just that dumb about everything. Like, no, just because I have not, like, for real dated or had a boyfriend doesn't mean I don't know the way men think and how the real world works. I've been seeing men run game my entire life. I have male friends. I have obviously male family members. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm just not dating because I'm choosing not to put up with people's BS. Some man on my last video was like, well, why can't women approach men type of thing? And I'm like, there are some women that will approach men. I'm just not gonna be one of them because, I don't know, I just feel like men should be the leaders and therefore take the lead in expressing your interest. That's number one. And then secondly, the point that I made was like, men approach women and want to talk to them, quote unquote, based solely off of physical attraction. Whereas for me, I'm like, what's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? I feel like I need to like you as a person. Like, do I like your personality before I like you and want to talk to you? So I would never just go up to some random man to shoot my shot just because he looks good. Anyways, but like, men do that. Therefore, I don't know. To me, that just would never happen because I'm never gonna like someone based solely on the way they look. So it's a no for me. I just wish you could get the combination of things that you want, and I know that you can. It's just so hard to find because it's like you might find some guy that's really nice, like great personality, he's funny, he has 4 kids, 3 baby moms. Why? Or you find somebody that's like, he's actually a Christian, but he's boring with a terrible personality. Or like, you know what I mean? It's just like, where can you get the combination of what you're actually looking for? Then the other one that just never makes sense to me is when people are like, oh, so she must be gay. Like, where did that come from? How do those two things correlate for you? Or then they just assume that you're lying. Like, you just have this secret undercover life that just nobody knows about. And I'm like, oh, you're young, you're professional, you're pretty, you're smart, you're blah, blah, like, how don't you have a boyfriend? And I'm just like, how? I don't know. It's almost like they place value on your life based on whether or not you're in a relationship. I'm interested to see what you guys think, so leave it in the comments, because I just feel like not dating in high school and college made sense for my life. Not really meeting anybody in the real world after that because I was a nurse also makes sense to me. And then the fact that I just really don't go out, and then I'm not on any dating apps. So how do people meet people? Like, I just feel like it's gonna have to be a mutual. It's gonna have to be through a friend who knows somebody or whatever. Like, oh my God, girl, there's this really nice guy at my gym or at my church or wherever, and then like a friend introduces us or something. Because other than that, I just don't go out in the real world enough to actually meet somebody. So right now, I'm just trying my best. I'm just living my best life. You can enjoy your life while you're single. Just be content in the season of your life that you're in. Anyone that knows me in real life knows this is literally just me. Like, it really is just me. So I'm just here trying to do things the right way. Like, to me, the right way is the way that the Bible has laid out. I know a lot of people don't care about that or don't think that that's the right way, but for me, that's just the lifestyle that I'm trying to live. So thank you for tuning in. I know it was like relatable for a lot of women, so hopefully it helps somebody else. And stay tuned for all of the dating or not dating journeys that may or may not take place in the next however long. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.